sa ating mga 1 AIS4, 1 AIS5, 1 AIS6, and 1 SEDSOC Sci 3. So ito po ang ating Living in the IT Era Prelim Lecture 1, posted sa aking channel, The Sir Bosky Style of Anything Goes Education TV. So if you are seeing this, di syempre ngayon po ay na-upload ko na siya sa inyong LMS, and also this will count as your asynchronous activity for this week. And also, kung mamimit ko kayo ng Thursday, lahat po ng questions ninyo pertaining dito sa lecture na ito. Okay, so let's proceed. So with regard sa digital age, anything po na nung gumamit ang tayo or ang civilization natin ng anything na ICT related or IT related, counted na yan as digital age. So nag-start po tayo gumamit or mag-go digital nung nagkaroon po tayo ng capacity na manood ng TV, gumamit ng radio. The fact na meron tayong means of communication na hindi gumagamit ng manual, counted na po yan dyan. Okay po. So next slide po. So as mentioned earlier, meron pong mga platforms na pinaglalagyan yung ating digital age. So yung platforms basically are the avenues of where you can provide your where you can provide everything ng na may means tayo to communicate digitally. Kasi ayan, one way or another na form ng communication na hindi kayo gumagamit ng manual process. Tapos how do our civilization or our species was able to communicate through the ages? So our first recorded means of communication was 30,000 years before the Common Era. So basically ito yung mga cavemen naglalagay ng mga cave paintings. Tapos by year 776 BC, we were able to send messages through papyrus or through papers. And then 530 BC, and ang isa pang way ng natin nung nanalo po ang tag dito ang Greece Marathon, merong nag-announce ng panalo nila gamit yung isang parchment ng paper na nakalagay na nanalo sila. Tapos more than 2,000 years after, yung pinakaunang dyaryo which was posted or which was created on 1650, which meant Ecumene Zeitung. Okay. Tapos through the years, nag-improve naman tayo unti-unti. Nag-start tayo through doing symbols through up till now. And another milestone that we had was by 1840, we were able to create the telegraph by Samuel Morse. So kung naririnig nyo yung Morse code, kung meron pong sa inyo, Boy Scout, baka familiar kayo dun sa mga letters na binubuo ng Morse code. Yan po yan. And then by 1876, yung telephone po. So using lines of copper, we were also able to provide our audio. We were able to do that. Tapos by 1902, we were able to create the radio with the signal. So yung tinatawag natin na AM, ito na po yan. Tapos by 1927, yung black and white na television. And by year 1969, yung first semblance ng internet, which was known as the ARPANET. Tapos after ng fall ng USSR, it was released to the public. And it was given commercially or distributed commercially around 1992 to 1994. Tapos it was also rebranded as the World Wide Web, and by 1997 yung mga chat-based na platforms natin lumabas na po. And 1999 yung blogging. And 2004 yung Facebook po ay na-launch. 2006 naman si Twitter. And information age. Ano po ang information age natin? So it is also known as the computer age, digital age or new media age, Basically, this meant na anything po na nasi-send natin ng ano na anything na masisend ninyo through computers is counted as the start of information age, which is why the Bell Laboratories or the AT&T company right now was credited with its creation, and Claude E. Shannon was the first scientist to be able to create the word or create the gadget computer. Tapos ang style niya ng communication ay through binary, meaning ones and zeros lang. Tapos yung ones and zeros na yon, may corresponding siya na meaning pag meron siya mga number series na nilalabas. And Mr. Shannon was also known as the father of information theory, kasi he was able to deduce na ang ang signals natin, ang radio wave signals, hindi lang sa radio pwedeng gamitin, kundi sa TV at saka sa kumbaga siya, parang multi gadget siya na nangyayari ngayon, kasi same siya ng concept ng internet. Tapos Bill Gates po, isa pang notable name din natin. So he is the founder of Microsoft. Basically, they created the commercial use of softwares, and they are very successful in doing it. And his most notable contribution sa atin ay yung Microsoft Office and also his Windows operating system. And Steve Jobs as well, the greatest marketer, you can call him the greatest technology marketer, kasi ang basically ang ginawa niya, yung concept kasi ng touchscreen ay patay na. Paanong patay na? Ang touchscreen kasi before needed stylus, hindi siya kailangang e-fingerprint technology. Ang ginawa niya, ni-rebrand niya, pinagsama niya yung fingerprint technology, yung touchscreen technology, pinag-merge niya yung dalawa. Tapos nung inilagay niya sa gadget, hinipe niya ng todo, at saka gumamit siya ng mga celebrities para maging hip yung maging hit yung paggamit ng gadget. Thus, yung mga Apple products natin ngayon is widely considered as it products. Kasi pag sinabing Apple lang yung gadget, kumbaga na trendy ka or nasa it crowd ka. Tapos as mentioned nga, as Mark Zuckerberg, and also we have inventions and innovations in the information age. So first one here is the internet, kasi it was able to connect everyone. So regardless kung nasaan kayo, you were able to communicate or at least send your message out regardless of your area, as long as meron kang connectivity. Tapos Tim Berners-Lee, he was able to create the HTML or the Hypertext Markup Language, kasi if you will notice yung mga previous slides natin, binanggit yung term na ARPANET. Ang unang version ng ARPANET kasi, or ARPANET, ay black screen lang. Siya yung naglagay ng kulay dyan, thus making it sure na tatangkilikin siya not just for marketing purposes but for everyday use. Tapos nagtuloy-tuloy na siya hanggang ngayon. Ultimo yung mga databases ninyo sa bangko, sa online shopping, sa online retail, dito na ginagawa sa through the use of internet. Kasi he was able to create a scripting language na tumanggap ng kulay, which is yung HTML. Okay, so that concludes our lesson 1. So we will now proceed with our lesson 2. So just to clarify guys, yung inyong quiz 1 na kaakibat nitong lecture na to ay ito ang coverage quiz 1, lesson 1 and 2. Okay po. So what are the baby boomers? So basically the baby boomers are the generation that was born after World War II. So meron pang mga binanggit dyan pero they are the generations from 1945 to 1960s, yung bago tayo dumating sa yung bago mag-Vietnam War. So ito yung counted as baby boomers. So ano ang relevance ng baby boomers pagdating sa generational wealth? Basically sila yung mga tao na kumbaga kahit ang trabaho mo ay isa lang, makakapundar ka ng bahay, ng kotse, kasi sila yung naabutan ng time na ang inflation ay hindi sobrang taas. So yan, as mentioned nga, so from 1946 pala, I'm sorry, not 1945. So 1946 to 1964, these are the people na inabutan yung nagre-rebuild lahat. Paano nagre-rebuild? Kasi the World War II or the Second World War was done up until 1939 to 1945, sila yung generation na pinanganak after nito. So since they emerged after the World War II, ito yung time na lahat ng industries ay nagbo-boom or paano sila, kumbaga lahat ay pa-expand. Kasi kakagaling nga lang sa recession kasi nga galing sa gera. So as mentioned, sa American po or sa United States and Western countries, 77 million babies ang nasa United States agad. Tapos they comprised of 40% of the American population. Ito rin yung reason kung bakit ngayon biglang dami ang senior citizens sa ibang bansa or sa US especially. Gawa sila yung generation na to, yung nagsisitandaan ngayon. Okay, tapos ito po yung kanyang mga core values nila. Bakit sila mayroong strong work ethic? Kasi they were able to arrive at the workplace or at the work environment at a time na basta magtrabaho ka lang, wala ka competition, ikaw at ikaw ang mapopromote kayo lahat. Kaya ganun sila. Tapos, the reason why they have good communication skills is because they are a very vocal type of generation kasi sanay sila ng kung ano yung inutos sunod tapos tuloy lang siya. Tapos, with regards naman sa kanilang technological advancement noong time na yon, na-commercialize po ang colored TV at saka po ang telephone sa kanila. Tapos, yung media consumption nila, yung traditional media, so kung mapapansin nyo, etong generation na ito, ang generation ng inyong mga lolo't lola ngayon, kung meron kayong TV sa bahay, sila yung cause kung bakit hanggang ngayon nanonood kayo ng balita every 6 p.m. or 6:30. Kasi sila yung nasanay ng ganito ang sistema. Tapos, most of them are conversant or at least open to using the internet. And 86% and 84% ng mga younger at saka older na baby boomers ay may sariling cellphone. Tapos almost 50% naman sa kanila ay merong at least one laptop. And 60% or 65 to 64% at one point owned a desktop computer or yung mga PC natin sa bahay. And smaller version naman ay gumagamit ng mga most latest na ating mga ng mga MP3 players at saka iPads. Yun yung parang statistics nila dito. So please take note of this kasi dun sa quiz ninyo may mga items na lalabas dyan. And paliit ng paliit smaller versions of them are using ebook kasi nasanay sila ng traditional books. Although ganun din sa iPad kasi ang mindset nila dito, you already have a physical version of books, why need digital version 1. Tapos karamihan din or 1 out of 3 are able to surf the phone in the internet or use the browsers, and 1 out of 5 believe na yung social media ay nakaka-affect sa inyo, so it can influence you. And 12% usually use the internet during work hours. So 1 out of 10. So karamihan kasi sa kanila either retired na o kaya ang mga trabaho nila ay hindi office-based, kaya hindi na sila makagamit ng internet. Tapos what happened during the baby boomers generation? So medyo marami-rami dito, although karamihan ng mga pioneer ng mga genre sila sa kanila nangyari. So with regard sa music industry, sa kanila na uso ang mga banda, si Elvis, yung mga concert na pangmalakihan, yung Woodstock, tapos si Barbie din, and also sila yung unang generation na lumaki sa TV kasi previously na lumaki sa cinema. Tapos tayong mga sumunod, na-try na nating eliminate yung television using mga streaming services or using ang ating mga smartphones or gadgets kasi karamihan sa atin doon na nanonood. Okay, so that will conclude our lecture 1 and lecture 2. Just please take note na kung napanood po ninyo ito, make sure po makapag-comment doon sa ating comment section ng inyong last name, first name, and then yung section kasi this will count as 20% of your auxiliary grade or 20% of your class standing na ilalagay natin sa attendance para po wala tayong issue ng favoritism pag bigla kayong nagkaroon ng mataas na mark. Kasi ito yung para magiging basis ko. The fact na pinanood ninyo at kayo ay nag-attendance din, this means you're already able to watch yung ating video lecture. So hopefully po meron po ulit tayong isa pang video lecture next week regardless po ng kung ano ang ating weather, kung increment ba siya or sunny weather tayo next week. Basta please take note po na all of our lectures will be coming here or will be coming from here from this channel, and also I will be posting it directly doon sa inyong LMS sa eGuro. Okay po, so I hope to see you again dun sa mga Thursday classes natin this coming Thursday po. Although hindi ako magdi-discuss doon, kung meron lang kayong clarification, I'd be happy to answer you. And also kung consultation time ninyo yan. So I will give you 1 week from today, September 3, so September 10, to place all of your attendance here. So thank you guys. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.